That's fine.
Okay, but I have to get my notes up.
Oh, that is so
Oh,
loud.
it's because I keep leaning closer.
Am I loud?
No, you're normal. I'm the loud one, Amanda.
I know. We need to get you a desk.
I have a desk up here, but I can't get to it because your niece made a box for it, but also used the bookcases to enforce the box force. So I can't get to the desk until the
Yeah, I'm
box
gonna turn
fort is
you
gone.
down.
Yeah, turn me
It's okay.
down.
I'll adjust it once. I'll do it in post.
Oh, we should also clap, but I'm going to
Oh
snap
yeah.
because I'm holding my mic with one hand because of my very unprofessional setup.
Okay. We'll snap. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Maggie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're sisters.
In law.
We're watching Suits one episode at a time.
It's a show so nice, I've watched it twice.
And a show so great, I'm watching it late.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
Maggie's never seen it and Amanda's obsessed. They don't wear fancy suits, they are casually dressed. They are sisters-in-law and they got a show about a law firm drama that aired a few years ago. Only Suits fans, 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 only Suits fans.
This is season 8, episode 13, The Greater Good, and season 8, episode 14, Peas in a Pod.
You know I love peas.
Oh my gosh. I don't know anybody who loves peas more than Maggie Reith Austin.
I just love them. So I loved these
You love
episodes.
peas. You love peas.
I do. And give me 2 of them. Give me 4
These were
of them.
These were two good episodes.
They were really good. We're really ramping up nicely to the series.
Well, the end of the season.
Into
Yeah.
the last. Yeah. I mean, it's coming. It's coming fast like a train.
I kind of want to watch the season finale with you.
I want you to watch it with me too. We got to make it work. We got to make it work. Okay, let's start with your brief.
I'll keep this brief. 4 of my 6. No, do I have 7 boyfriends?
I think you have 7 boyfriends.
4/7 of my boyfriends were here. Did I gasp a sigh of relief? No, I cheered. We got to see Stu. He was stupendous as can be. We got to see Cahill with that blonde hair. Ooh wee. We got to see Thomas, my new main squeeze. And of course, Harvey Specter is on his knees, begging for Donna the way he's longing for her so suddenly. And Donna is kind of in love with Thomas, and they're huddling down in bed, having sex on the very first date. But I guess when you're that old, if you don't, it's too late. Lewis is still under a lot of pressure. And Lipschitz is in hot water. Yeah, that sucks. Well, I'm the one doing the rhyming here, and I said pressure, and I was like, what is rhymes with pressure?
That puts so much pressure on you. You should have maybe thought of a word that was lesser.
Yeah, that's how you rhyme if you're going to be successful. Like, you just pick words like cat and hat,
Right. End it with an CBC.
Lipschitz is, I'll pick it up. Lipschitz and Lewis neither wear hats because they are bald, and I think they both like cats. Sheila wants a nursery by a designer we don't know. And Scotty is back. What do you know? Ho ho. Katrina and Brian, they're not really getting along. Is it because Katrina is awkward or Brian has a big dong?
Does he?
Only 2 more episodes left in season 8. I can't wait for the season finale. Oh man, this one's great.
Ooh. I should be a rapper. I
should be a rapper or a poet, a poet.
Poet, a poet, a poet. That was beautiful.
Thanks. I'll cut out the part where I messed up because I don't want anybody to hear that.
I think you should keep it because that's part of your process. That's like a behind the scenes documentary into how to write the greatest brief that's ever briefed.
So let them know that ever so often I make a mistake.
Yeah, because it's not a mistake, it's a process. All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
Before the credits in episode 13, Donna wakes up to a cup of coffee on her nightstand, and her handsome hookup, Thomas, is at her bedside. Everything is just really nice. It's just all so nice.
So nice and lovely. Samantha opens the door to see Judy, her foster mother, who she hasn't seen in years, and Judy needs her help.
Judy looked like a foster mother to me.
Oh,
I
interesting.
feel like that was really good casting. I was like, that woman does take care of a lot of children. Sheila and Lewis then talk about animal themes for the nursery. Like, is it going to be Paddington? Is it going to be Peter Rabbit? And Lewis is completely not listening to Sheila because he's looking on his phone. He just got this email about Katrina and Brian shitting the bed during this deposition. And he promises he's going to be doing better with being present, but he is very stressed.
Judy tells Samantha that one of her kids, Corey, got pulled over while driving her car. There were some pills in the car. The kid got arrested because he started selling prescription pills. So Judy said that they were her pills, and she can't lose her foster kids like she lost Samantha all those years ago.
Yeah, it was a good exposition for who Judy is to Samantha and Samantha's backstory.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty tight.
Yeah.
All before the credits, because then we hear our favorite song.
A greenback boogie.
Sounds awful.
You just go at the right time. Like, just go and it'll sound different, but then when I align it. So then we hear our favorite song. A greenback boogie. Why is that so hard?
I'm singing it right.
Yeah.
Yours sounds like you've got a hiccup in it.
Because then I just told you to do it just how you would normally do it. And then I couldn't do it because I was hearing you behind me. And so I was like, oh, God.
Oh, you're behind me.
See, we're probably at the same time.
Okay, let's try it again. Ready? Can we hear our favorite song? A
greenback boogie. That worked for me. Okay.
It did. All right. After the credits. So let's start with you want to start with Stupendous Stew?
I think we should. Your first boyfriend that we see. Second, because we see Thomas Kessler. So Harvey sees Stu on the street, and I was so excited to see him until I learn why he's there. And it's because someone figured out that bad trade that Stu made for Harvey because of Donna to tank the stock. And Harvey tells him, here's what you got to do. You got to hire a consultant and tell me everything you know about the trader who's trying to take your job, because he is going to expose you to the SEC, Stu. And you're going to not only lose your job, but you're going to get big time prison.
Then Harvey tells Donna that they need to talk. He needs to know what Donna said to Stu about making that bad trade. He needs to know who lost and how much someone lost. Donna said she'll take care of it, but she also knows that Lewis would be the logical choice to help with the financial things, but it's not the time to leap him in.
Right, even though he's the managing partner.
Yeah.
So Harvey goes and he pretends to be this consultant, and he has a conversation with Nick Papanati, who is the guy trying to take down your boyfriend, Stu. And Harvey tells him, you need to rethink your choice to go after Stu, and then introduces himself as Harvey Specter, like blows that he's not on purpose, that he's no longer this consultant. He's actually this big time attorney. But Nick really doesn't care. He's like, I don't care who you are. And he's not going to think long and hard about what he's doing to Stu. And in fact, Harvey looks a little scared when Nick Pavanati leaves.
Yeah. But I also wonder if Nick is scared. Like, Nick's playing it cool, but like secretly like, texting somebody like, who the fuck's Harvey Specter? You know? Like, he's going to go look him up.
I think Nick played it better than Harvey did, which is rare because Harvey almost always plays it better.
We've seen some moments where Harvey's not playing himself. He's different in these episodes.
He is a little.
Donna picks up a call from Thomas while feeling a little stressed about the Stu situation. She says she just wants to not think about the work thing at all and see him. This is so interesting to me. We've talked about it before, but their conversations, the courting relationships on Suits when they have phone calls are they're the shortest thing they're shorter than a wrong number or a political ad, honestly. It's like they're so quick and it seems to like appease the other person receiving the call and being like, "You know what? I feel good. We've talked today." After that like one little call, like I don't know, it's just so funny that there's such short phone calls
It's
to
like,
me.
hello, do you want to see me tonight? No, I do. Yes, I do. I don't want to talk about work. Yeah, I get it. Bye.
Like it's also like
It could have been a text.
it's it could have been a text. It's also always that way. And I'm also like thinking, does that really move the story forward? Like what does that do?
Yeah, it's such a little throw. And we don't need that scene, even though we come back to it at the end when Donna's like, I do want to talk about the work thing, I
Sure.
guess. But it's not like a huge character thing, except for maybe that it shows Donna trusts him with her stuff, even like the
I
work
guess.
stuff that she only ever trusted Harvey with.
I don't know.
I know, but I hate phone calls. I hate phone
Yeah.
calls in real life.
I know. I was just calling you earlier because I couldn't find my dongle, and I was like, "She's gonna freaking hate this." She's probably like, "Don't. Why are you calling me? We're about to be on a podcast."
No, I don't mind being on the phone with you. It's
I
just
call
like,
people all the time.
I know. I like talking to you. That's why I do a podcast
I'm a
with you.
phone call.
I enjoy
I'm a
it.
phone call girl.
You're a phone call
Um,
girly.
Okay. So then Alex goes to see Donna, and she wanted to see him to find out if anyone was hurt by this dirty trade. He's confused why it has to stay under the rug, and then he realizes it's because the firm was part of it. And he says, "I'm going to figure it out so quietly they won't know I'm here." I feel like you said this earlier in a couple of episodes, maybe like last season, about Alex that he feels like a tryhard in this show.
Yeah.
And I really feel like in these two episodes, he feels like a
Yes. Yes.
I
He's
really am noticing it more.
it's also because the way he says it is so like, I'm trying to be a badass, but he's like, I'm actually a cute little boy, you know?
Mhm.
Like he just seems like he says things that Harvey would say, but the way he says it feels more innocent or
Yeah.
like there's an air of like he's such a good guy. He's got this family. He, got tricked once. He's not like this badass attorney. He is a badass attorney, but in his own way, in his own style. And sometimes these
Yeah.
lines feel like they're written for someone
Yeah.
who's not. Like Mike
And I
wouldn't
know
say it like that.
no. And I know him as the sweet baby boy Charlie from West Wing.
Right. He is just like he can't get out of that sweet baby boy.
Yeah.
Okay, then we see Harvey, and he has an interesting person he goes to meet with. It's Kevin Miller, Mike's
Yes.
old sweet mate in
So
the
much.
old prison.
Sweet mate. Yeah. Such a sweet there.
Such a sweet.
Yeah.
And he's now in like this corner office making big trades. He's huge head honcho. And Harvey wants him to bring in Nick Pavinotti and make him an offer he can't refuse, basically to keep him off Stu's tail. And
Mhm.
Kevin does not feel good about this, but Harvey's like, you got to do it because you owe me.
Right.
And make sure
Yeah.
to tell him that it's from me, like that I'm the one
Mhm.
orchestrating this deal. Like I'm a mob boss orchestrating
Yeah.
this, whatever.
Yeah. Then Nick Pavinotti tells Harvey in Harvey's office that he's negotiating from a place of weakness and he knows stock manipulation is a crime. Harvey better start working on Stu's retirement plan because Nick isn't just playing with Harvey, he is playing with Harvey, Stu, and Donna. So he like throws out Donna's name too, and Harvey's like, "Oh, great.
Oh,
Oh boy."
yeah. No, Nick Pavinotti, first of all, love the name. Second of all,
Mhm.
he's right. Harvey's doing all these moves from that are just showing his cards,
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
So then Harvey tells Donna, let's go grab a coffee, which is code for shit's gonna hit the fan or
Mhm.
shit's gone sideways. And he tells her that Nick's put together all the pieces. He knows about their involvement from the firm, but also that Donna specifically is involved. And then Alex comes in and he breaks the news that a police pension took a huge hit from that dirty trade. And that is
Mhm.
no good when
Yeah.
civil servants are getting fucked over because of this dirty
Yeah.
deal.
Mhm.
So nothing is going to happen to Stu if he steps down, but if he tries to stay and he gets exposed, he is looking at prison time. So Donna's like, is there anything else we can do? I don't want Stu to lose his job because I'm the one who convinced him. And there is something we can do. We can go to Sean Cahill, to which I'm like, Donna, Amanda's third boyfriend, You want to bring this to Amanda, Austin's third boyfriend.
Yeah. It's a lot of people. A lot. It's like, I wonder if they also all know that they're my boyfriends.
Sean
Like they were
Cahill
all on
definitely
set together.
knows. Yeah.
Yeah. Stu would probably be surprised.
Because he didn't think you looked at him that way.
No. But Thomas Kessler would also know. Harvey totally knows.
Oh,
Stu
yeah.
would probably be the most surprised.
He'd be like, wait, Amanda?
Mhm.
Amanda
Yeah.
Austin?
Yeah.
And then he'd also be the most nervous.
Yeah. Mhm.
He'd be like grabbing his stupenders and just like, oh my, oh yeah. Awooga.
Oh. Okay, Sean knows Harvey is coming to him with a favor because, like, also, why else would Sean come to see him, right?
Yeah.
When he hears about the Stu situation, he says Harvey is lucky he doesn't arrest him right there. He has moved heaven and earth for Harvey before, and now the well is dry. If the blackmailer comes to Sean, he's not going to bury the thing, he is going to bury Harvey, which I get where he's coming from, but I just don't believe it. I think Sean Cahill's a good actor, but I don't think Sean Cahill would do this.
This is all.
The guy who plays like, yeah,
This is an Alex dialogue situation. Like Sean
yes.
Cahill, I think would have not be like, I'm going to bury you. Like he's so
Mhm.
mad. But at
Mhm.
the same time, okay, deposition. Whose side are you on in this? Who do you think owes who a favor? Do you think Sean Cahill owes Harvey a favor, or do you think Harvey owes Sean Cahill another favor?
I feel like Harvey owes Sean Cahill a favor.
Yeah.
No,
He did
yes,
the last
yeah.
favor for Sean Cahill, but I feel like
Oh, that's right. But the bigger one was Mike. I think that was like a half a favor.
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I
That's
mean,
what
the
I think.
Mike thing was like the big daddy favor.
It was a huge favor. And that,
Mhm.
yeah, I agree. So I think now Harvey's real in the hole, you know?
Yeah, favor debt.
Meanwhile, while Harvey and Cahill are meeting on the street, Donna is also meeting on the street, but with Stu, and
Mhm.
tells him he needs to retire. And Stu is pissed. And he says, I'm going to go do this, but I will always remember that it's my friends who did this to me.
Yeah.
Punch in the gut.
Donna has another idea about Stu. She got him to agree and then shares that she has an idea. I have an idea.
And I think that idea is that idea that Alex goes to see Nick in
Yes.
his office and they kind
Yeah.
of set it up. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
Alex isn't wearing a
Yeah.
suit and he's like, you don't even know who I am. I'm a mystery man coming in under the rug so quietly. You don't even know.
Silly.
And he says, no one knows me and blackmail is a crime. And Nick's like, okay, well, you can keep recording me, but I'm not blackmailing anyone. I just need to turn Stu in. And now you've made this abundantly clear that I just need to do basically the right thing and turn Stu
Yeah.
in. So
Yeah.
and then he says, come tomorrow and this place is going to be mine because I'm going to go right now and turn Stu in.
Yeah. So Nick goes to see Sean Cahill about Stu, and he does it at night. But a lot of this entire episode was like shot in the dark. Not
Yes.
like they had lights on in the, where they were filming, but like it was nighttime scenes.
It was.
They're working around the clock. They're working around the clock there.
Yes.
So he goes to see Sean Cahill at night about Stu. Cahill says he hates blackmailers even more than traitors, and Nick isn't going to have whistleblower protections because he is blackmailing. And Harvey says one more thing. Nick is fired. It's like Harvey comes around the corner. He's like, by the way, you're fired, but he gave you a great severance package, and he flips him off. Sean and Harvey are saying like they make a good team, but this is where the gravy train ends. And, sure, do they make a great team? I think they like working together. Like they shouldn't, right?
But they do.
But I think they really are like, yeah, they like working together.
Okay, also in this, is the blackmail that Nick Pavinotti is doing really worse than what Stu did?
No,
Like, not at all.
I don't even think it's the same.
I don't even think it's the same at all.
But I don't know the law about blackmail. Like I don't know like how blackmail-y does it have to be that bad,
Because I feel like really what Nick was saying was like, I could expose you or you could retire.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what is just an out, not a blackmail. Anyways,
Yeah.
I thought like Nick should not be in trouble here.
Right.
As much as I love your boyfriends.
Okay.
This all ends with Donna calling Thomas to talk about the work thing that she didn't want to talk about. And she's like, sometimes work sucks. And Thomas totally gets it, but he's an open book. and he invites her over to his place, and she tells him to take his vitamins. Is that
Okay. Is this like he
penis
needs to
stuff?
take more fish oil and like vitamin C, or is it Viagra?
I think it's Viagra. I read it as Viagra.
Okay. All right.
But what did you read it as? Vitamin
I didn't know.
D3?
Yeah, D3.
It's
Yeah,
because
he's
it's
got
all
a
at nighttime.
deficiency.
It's
Yeah,
been,
it's a
yeah.
nighttime. They're
Mm-hmm.
not getting outside. He's got seasonal affective disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Well, then when she hangs up, Harvey calls her, but she misses this call, and he leaves a voicemail like, "Oh, we should go get drinks to celebrate." And then he hangs up, and he's alone in his apartment, and then he calls Mike, who also doesn't answer the phone,
Hmm.
and he leaves Mike a voicemail, and then he's just
Yeah.
drinking alone in his apartment. It's a very
Yeah.
sad
It's
life.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just sitting there. He's like, oh, dang, this sucks.
Oh, dang, my two besties.
Yeah. Not answering the phone.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk
Next
about
story.
Lewis and Katrina next, and
Yeah.
Brian
That's fine.
and all of
Yeah.
it? Okay,
Yeah.
so Lewis goes and confronts Katrina about her and Brian shitting the bed. And Katrina tries to play it out like, oh, well, I need a more senior person. Like, I need you. And
Hmm.
Lewis is like, no, 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 Katrina. You're the one who told me I could become managing partner and everyone else would pick up the slack. So start picking up the slack. I'm not helping you with this. Go back and work with Brian. And don't shit the bed
Yeah.
this time.
Don't shit it.
Don't shit it.
Depot, have you ever shit the bed? Literally.
As a child, I know I did. I
Okay.
distinctly remember as a child. I mean, I was probably like 4, but I pooped the bed and I had a dream that I was like rolling around in mud because you know I'm a vivid dreamer and sleepwalker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I was not rolling around in mud. I was
You're
in
rolling around in
fact
doo-doo.
rolling around in my own shit in my bed.
Yeah.
How about you? Have you shit the bed?
Can you believe that I haven't? And I had C. diff.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild, actually. Honestly.
And I never shit the bed, and I had C. diff. Listeners, I'm not going to bore you with what C. diff is, but look
But
it up.
please.
C. diff is short for Clostridium difficile. It's awful. And I had it for almost 6 months. Maybe I'll do a podcast about that.
You
I did have
should
to
for
eat
sure.
poop pills. I had to eat poop pills
That's what it
to
could be
make it go away.
called. The Poop Pills Podcast.
Mm-hmm. The poop pills podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never shut the bed.
I'm impressed.
Thanks.
Because I know how
Put that
much
on
you
my
were,
resume.
I know how much you
How
were
much I was
shitting
shitting.
during that time.
Yeah. It's a really shitty time.
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, Katrina is looking for Brian at his cubicle. A nosy associate, Susan, offers to help instead because Brian is at home, and Katrina just takes her up on it. She's like, "Sure, stranger, I don't know you, but I'll come on in.
But
Let's
I'm
do
not
the work."
attracted to you, and I won't have you sensually sniff my arm. So please,
Yeah.
Susan, come.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So then Susan and Katrina are not working well together because Susan is dumb. Like she's just not,
dumb.
yeah, she's not doing it good.
She didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Brian comes in to talk, and Susan leaves, and he is like, "Why didn't you tell me that I was going to get pulled from the case? Now I look like an idiot. Like you've made me
Right.
look like I couldn't hack it, and that's not what this is about. And this is your fault because you're the one who came on to me with those sensual scents."
Yep. Katrina tells Donna that Brian is too advanced for her and needs to have him removed as her associate. Donna closes the door to hear what really happened. Katrina says nothing happened, but they both wanted something. And so Donna suggests talking to him about it instead of fighting with him. And basically, she was like, remember how you said, like, if you don't want a cookie, don't go in the kitchen? She's like, everything was in the kitchen. Like,
Which is true.
It
Everything was, I mean, they were also literally in his kitchen.
Yeah.
Again,
Trying
smelling
to
each other.
almost kissing over his baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything
So
was
weird.
a kitchen if you're horned up, Katrina and Brian.
Yeah.
So Katrina takes this advice and she goes to talk to Brian. He's working late trying to show that he's not a big dud at his cubicle.
Mhm.
And so she
Mhm.
says she'd been feeling pulled to him for quite some time, but she's not going to let it hurt his career. And he says that he lashed out because he was feeling guilty and he was afraid. And then she has this idea. She's like, let's just keep our noses in our pants for 1 year, and then you'll be ready to be a junior partner. So then that'll be good. Then you won't be my associate anymore. And we just have to keep ourselves in check.
Mhm. Yeah. You said just keep their sniffers in check.
Yeah.
So they're not sniffing each other's perfume, you know?
Golly. I can't get that scene out of my mind.
Well, also, you wrote some fan fiction for everybody in the last podcast.
I
So
know.
it's really great. Lewis is waiting in Katrina's office, and he wants to know if something happened between her and Brian. And Lewis doesn't think that she's horrible. He still thinks she's brilliant, wonderful, and quirky. I think he's probably shocked because, like, Katrina's such a robot, you know?
Mm-hmm. But I think he's really, I feel like this whole season is about Lewis becoming a father because he's this
Mhm.
managing partner, and then he's about to be a father to his and Sheila's child. And I think that it's just showing such growth because even when he's lashing out, it's not the same vitriol that it was in early seasons. So I feel
Yeah.
like he's daddy lit.
Yeah. Daddy lit.
Mm.
Daddy lit.
Daddy lit. Okay,
We have one
last
more story here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So Samantha and foster mom Judy. So Samantha is seeking guidance from Daddy Zane about her mama Judy. And Zane tells Samantha he didn't take his sister's case because he was worried about fighting for her and regretted it all his life. If it was him, he wouldn't turn her away. Zane offers to take the meeting Samantha was going to take for Lewis so that she could take on the case.
Okay, so then Samantha meets with the prosecutor for this Judy case in the small town that she grew up in. And the prosecutor tells her, like, no jury in town is going to fall for your tricks, Miss Manhattan lawyer. And the prosecutor is also going to do whatever it takes to keep the drugs out of her county, even if that means that she goes hard on Judy, even though she knows that Judy is not the person, that it's Corey, that it's this kid. She's like, maybe you should convince Judy to have her kid take responsibility instead of trying to cover for him.
Yeah. Judy is sitting on her front porch, and Samantha breaks the bad news that the prosecutor is not going to go easy on her. And Judy can't sacrifice him for everyone else because she already did that with Samantha. She confesses that Samantha didn't get taken away from her in foster care. Judy actually just gave her gave up on her for the good of all the others. You could have stopped them, is what she says. She's like, but you didn't, so now I'm going to give up on you. This is like
a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
also, like, so how's that going to help the case, right?
Right. No, it doesn't help the case at all, but Judy's being honest, I guess. But it's also like every scene with Judy and Samantha gives so much context. It's like the opposite of a phone call scene.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're like so important. It's like, hi.
Well, because there's no flashbacks. They're having to, like,
yes.
Yeah.
But they do this so well. It's like what Suits LA should have done. Right?
Yes.
Like
because Suits LA just lived in the flashback land.
Right. And this, like, it created the context in the present with enough weight, and the dialogue was tight and made sense. And I just think this was how it should be. The Judy and Samantha stuff.
Yeah. Zane is at the office late. He's about to head to the client meeting when Samantha says that she can go to the meeting after all because she dropped Judy as a client. Why should she stick by Judy when Judy didn't stick by her? And Zane says sometimes being a parent is living with choices that can break your heart. And Zane says Lewis is just going to have to understand that they can't take this client meeting.
Which I was like, I think maybe, though, you could also sleep on it and someone still goes to this client meeting.
Yeah.
Because poor Lewis.
Yeah.
And Lewis is so pissed. He's so mad.
Yes.
He's like, you blew off my client. Like, I'm trying to prepare for my baby. I've delegated things to you, and you're just not even doing them. You're just ignoring what needs to happen. And Zane gives him the biz. He's like, actually, Samantha's going through something, so I prioritized that. Which Lewis immediately takes, like, I'm really sorry for lashing out. I didn't know Samantha was going through something. What's she going through? And Zane tells him, like, it's never going to get easier being managing partner, but you should also go check on Samantha yourself.
Yeah. Which is good advice.
Which was good advice. But also I was like, Lewis, you can still be a little mad. I feel like I'm just like, that's shitty. This client was waiting for someone from the firm and no one could go.
Yeah.
No one went.
That's crazy. Samantha goes knocking on Judy's door wearing white this time. Last time she wore black are your notes. Is it just like to signal like the devil or something?
I don't know. She normally wears white. She's normally like the white knight. but she was wearing a black jacket when her and Judy got into the fight about her being a bad kid. Almost like she was stepping back into that role of her like troubled youth when she was meeting with the
That's right.
prosecutor and then meeting on the porch.
Yeah, she doesn't wear a lot of color. It's just black or white, but mainly white. You're right.
Yeah.
So she tells Judy to take a good hard look at her and says, like, look, hey, I turned out fine. So Corey's going to be fine. Judy should not take the fall. And she's like, I know what I'm going to say to that prosecutor.
And that basically what she tells the prosecutor, she says, Judy's not going to plead guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And also, here's what's going to happen. Corey is going to get a lighter sentence than what you're going after, because here's this rap sheet of a child that was in Judy's care. That child was me. My story. I'm from this community. I've made a name for myself all because of this woman, even though look at my history. And they are going to side with me, and they're going to side with Corey. And the prosecutor's like, you raised this woman, good work. And she decides that she's going to go easy on Corey and draw up the plea deal.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Samantha would have had a jury wrapped around her finger with that story.
Oh, for sure. And Judy, too.
Yeah.
Like, everyone would have been siding with this hero woman who takes on youth and...
Judy, 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 hey, Judy,
don't be afraid. Take us.
You were made to. Okay.
Go out and save them.
Yeah, now I got a good song to play us out if I can ever. Man, I've spent so much money on Amazon. I buy the rights to. I buy every single song. I don't like rip it from the internet. Like I buy them on Amazon Music. So if anybody ever comes back, because like we're kind of a big deal, you know, and people are listening and they're like, "Hey, why are you using all those songs?" And be like, "I paid for that."
Except for, we still get banned on YouTube sometimes in some territories.
Do we? Mm-hmm. Is it because it's too long? Because I have to do less than 30 seconons.
Yeah. But do you do less than 30 seconds? Sometimes
I don't, because
it's so good.
I like the song and I just let it go. I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. Oh, I recorded a video in the parking lot of the Spinners came on in my car. And so I filmed myself singing it. And then I was going to send it to you, and then the phone rang and I never sent it.
Do you still have it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll send it.
Share it in our show notes.
It's not a good video. I'll put it in the show notes. It is not. I look about as crusty as I do right now.
I'm so crusty. I had a face painted by Robbie earlier, my 4-year-old, almost 4-year-old, and I couldn't get all the face paint off. So I'm looking extra crusty.
Extra crusty. You know what's not good when it's crusty? Peas. Peas in a pod.
But if they're in a pod, they're good. And if they're episode 14, they're great. Let's get into it.
14 is my lucky number, so I'm ready. Let's do a little before the credits.
Scotty is back, and she's running into
Did you see this one coming?
No. I really thought we were done.
And girlfriends. We have all of them coming out of the woodworks like little cockroaches running around from all over the place.
All those, you can't get rid of them because they're exes. But she's talking to Harvey about all those new names on the wall and Lewis being managing partner. And he's like, I know why you're here. You must have a case against me. And she goes, I don't have a case against you. I just had something come up in the area and I happened to run into you.
Yeah. What a coincidence. Katrina and Samantha skip the chit chat and they want to get out of a deal that Samantha negotiated for a client. She needs Katrina's help finding precedent by noon today.
Because Katrina owes her.
Yes.
Big time for stealing those documents.
Yeah.
Harvey then needs to know what cases he has coming up against Scotty. He's like, I need to be prepared. She's coming at me sideways. And Donna's like, you don't have one coming up against Scotty. And she wouldn't come at you sideways. And he goes, I think she's operating from a new playbook, but something is up. His Scotty sniffer is alerted.
I smell a Scotty dog. That was my so Depo, when you played the game Monopoly, what was the character that you always liked to be?
The Thimble.
Okay.
You were the Scotty dog.
Scotty dog, and if that was taken, I would be the top hat.
Oh.
Not to be confused with a derby hat, like in steam heat. Sounds so funny the way it's not together. Oh, by the way, our friend Dr. Witt, she messaged me about steam heat. She was like, "Who didn't dance to steam heat with a derby hat and a unitard and a tie, a sequin tie?" Because she grew up as a dancer too,
Well,
so she knows.
everybody who dances knows. I did not dance, so that's why I didn't know.
Yeah, it's okay. Looking at that video, because I watched it a couple of times, the one I sent to you, I think my dance teacher literally found a VHS of that from the pajama game, and we just did that dance.
I wonder if so did Whitney. I wonder if it was like,
Like this is what you did.
yeah, it's like if we're gonna do steam heat, we're gonna do steam heat,
Steam heat.
and everyone
Got
is
it.
gonna do it.
Yeah. All over the nation.
Mhm.
Okay, Dr. Lipschitz, he hangs up the phone in his office and he looks devastated. He has to postpone Lewis's session because he has a legal matter. Lewis wants to represent him. This sounds like, I mean, God, what a bad idea.
I know.
But Lipschitz's personal life is not for Lewis. It is not serious. It's just not an everyday thing that Lipschitz is served with papers. So it's like, I gotta, process this.
Right. Kind of a little fib. But then we hear our favorite
Yeah.
song.
A greenback
boogie. A greenback
Greenback
boogie.
boogie. That was pretty close.
That was close. That was it.
Okay. We're gonna have to record B-roll of that.
After the credits. Let's do you want to do the diabetes storyline first? It's pretty heavy.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty heavy.
So Tony is Alex's client. He has this product that it like provides diabetes medication, like insulin on a timer, right? Like when people are sleeping, it automatically does it. And it saves people's lives, a lot of them. But one widower is claiming that the machine malfunctioned and was the cause of death for his wife. And he is suing for huge bucks. And Alex and Tony are kind of taken aback that he's blaming the product.
So Alex asked Tony what else could have caused the death of the woman. And it was him, and we're going to have to prove it. When the time comes, are you going to have the stomach to get it done? Like, are you going to be able to say that it's this man's fault that his wife died?
I feel really stupid, but when this scene happened, I was like, who are they talking about? Like, who are they talking about? Like, I didn't think that they were saying it's him. It's the husband killed her. I was thinking like, everyone knows that in the company, there's this bad guy who's tweaking machines and it's that guy's fault.
Yeah.
I felt real stupid.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, don't feel stupid. Don't feel stupid. They move fast on the show.
They do. And I was like, which, Occam's razor in this show could be anything.
Well, then we see our favorite character, Gretchen, who presents Alex with a report on the diabetes machine. She has been keeping tabs on the case and waiting to be able to help him. She tells him that her husband died of diabetes and that husband is grieving. But it wasn't the machine that killed his wife. Alex now feels empowered to do something he never thought he could do.
Which is basically go after this grieving husband. Because in the deposition, he says, listen, you didn't set the machine correctly. You messed up. You didn't do it. And it's really tough to watch because the husband is standing firm that he did it correctly, that he checked, but Alex is grilling him and poking holes in his story. And eventually the husband just stands up and walks out, as I would too. Alex is kind of beating around the bush of like, did the husband kill his wife? Like, did the husband make the mistake or did he not? And Gretchen's like, I can't tell you for sure if he did or did not make a mistake. I don't know. But you need Alex, you need someone to help you sort through this all because you can't be having doubts if you're going to attack someone's character and say that they killed their wife.
Yeah. Then Alex goes to tell Tony that he found something. It turns out that the software update on that cartridge software glitched and the machine killed the woman because it wasn't updated. And Tony is surprised in like a very bad way. And he's like, you need to pretend that you didn't see this. And like, I want you to bury it in boxes and boxes of documents.
Because this machine does save lives. Like even Gretchen's husband was kept alive for much longer because of this machine. But this is a very, very bad mistake. A tragic glitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gretchen then knows that Alex is making a bunch of photocopies because he both wants Gretchen. He's like doing it right in front of her. She knows that he is trying to bury something. And she basically gives him this talk, like it's never too late to do the right thing. Even if you've already sent those boxes, you can do something or else you have to live with it.
There is a country song though that says it's a little too late
to do the
right
thing
thing
now.
now. So it's a good thing that one wasn't, playing in the background. This is tripping me up the way that our audio is not synced.
I know, because it sounds like it's synced when we're talking, and then when we go to sing, it's like, why are we not singing at the same time?
I don't know.
But like, doesn't
We
it
need to
sound like
find
we're
it.
having a conversation?
Yeah, sounds like we're having a conversation. You keep freezing, but like I can still hear you.
Yeah. I don't know.
Alex meets the widower on his driveway. He tells him that there is a truckload of files on the way to his lawyer, and he gives the widower a copy of the one paper that shows that there's something wrong with that machine.
And he's basically like, you didn't kill your wife.
Yeah. He's like, also, though, you didn't kill your wife, and this was a glitch, and this is the only time, and this machine has saved plenty of lives, and I don't think that you want these machines to go away.
Mm-hmm. So the way this all plays out is that the widower is going to get twice as much money in his settlement as what he wanted, because he's going to stud
Mhm.
up a foundation in his wife's name. And
Mhm.
overall, he's going to keep the record sealed, and like the case is sealed, so it's not going to ruin this company, and they can keep making the machines. And then
Mhm.
he invites Gretchen out to dinner with his family, including his father-in-law, who is also a widower.
Oh my
And
God, can you imagine if Gresham married into that family?
that would be so great. That would be so
Can't
great.
confirm or deny.
I think I have a prediction in Prediction Town about this.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to get a ticket. Next up, we got old Scooty Scott. She is going up.
Scooty.
Scooty. She is going up against Samantha, and they meet in the judge's chambers. Scotty calls Samantha on her dirty tricks, and Scotty tells the judge that Samantha met with the competition, and the judge sides with Scotty, and Samantha is screwed.
Yeah, she like did not call Samantha in. She called her out in front of the judge.
That's what they do in law.
Yeah, they surprise you with character assassinations. So then Katrina's like, hey, Samantha, how'd it go? And Samantha thinks that Scotty did something shady. So she wants to find out how she knew that Samantha went to the competition. And Katrina spills the beans that Scotty and Harvey were once in a relationship when Scotty worked at the farm, which makes
Yeah.
Samantha not so happy.
Samantha asks Harvey if he dicked over any of his partners lately, and he kind of ignores it. And she tells him that he made her look like a sleazeball, and he realizes he did help her, but doesn't want to get involved. Samantha says he needs to finish it. I think she's right.
Yes, for sure. Like, pick a side, and it should be this side.
Yes.
Also, like, yeah, don't talk shit about a name partner at your firm to someone who works at another firm, even if you've been inside that other partner.
Yeah.
That other person. Okay, Harvey then waits for Katrina in the break room to see if there's a deal that can be reached between Samantha and Scotty. Like, what would a compromise look like? Also, it's rare to see Harvey in this break room because we know there's that executive break room that has all those croissants.
But I do have some good crescent rolls. I still haven't learned to make one yet. We were almost coming from the end of Q2, and I said I was going to learn how to make a croissant, and I haven't. So
yeah, you waited until we moved to really make them, to butter
I
up.
can't drop them by.
Butter up the reason to come back.
Harvey is waiting in Scotty's office, and she gets off the phone with Bill. He tells her who we don't know who Bill is really. He tells her she's an opponent, not an enemy, and he offers a compromise. They get into this like big fight, and she's just not interested in it.
No, she's not interested in anything Harvey is selling.
Yeah.
Samantha then picks up a call from Scotty while she's digging through some files, and Scotty offers a really fair compromise. And Samantha's like, you know what? Under other circumstances, I would 1,000% take this compromise, but you have me in a corner, and you are going to win this case and get whatever you want. So this is fishy, and I know you did something dirty, and you're not used to doing something dirty, and you fucked with the wrong Marine.
Yeah. Dang. Marines are tough too.
Yeah.
Dang. Depot, if you were going to be in one of the four services, what would you be?
I would be in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
What would you be in?
Air Force.
Yeah.
We used to go to Colorado Springs, to the Air Force base there because we'd go to Colorado in the summers. And I was very interested in it.
Were you?
Mm-hmm.
I could see you in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
You'd be
Yeah.
like flying planes and
Take a
then
little
doing tap
Dramamine.
dance.
Take a little Dramamine before I get on there. Non-drowsy. Remember that one time I took the wrong Dramamine? It was labeled wrong.
On the way to Colorado, and then you were
All the way to Colorado
so tired for the first trip.
for a whole day,
Yeah.
for the whole day
Mm-hmm.
and night. Y'all couldn't even get me up.
We're like, Amanda, is it the altitude? And we're like,
Because I bought a little tube of Dramamine that said the less drowsy formula, and that's what was labeled on the box. But then the bottle inside of the box was the regular, so like the bottle got stuck in the wrong box, and I didn't pay attention to it. I just was paying attention to the box, as
Mhm.
you would. I mean, like, right?
Right. You buy the
Now
box.
I always double check my tube and my box.
As you should. Let it be a
Yeah.
warning. Always check your
Check your
tube
tube
and your
and your
box.
box. Don't be fooled by your box. Check your tube.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Particularly before you get on that plane. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Maggie?
I know what you're
You know what I'm
saying.
saying?
I don't think I've ever taken Dramamine though.
It's good stuff.
Yeah,
Non-drowsy Dramamine and apple juice gets me on through every single flight.
that's good to know.
Yeah.
My grandfather was in the Air Force in World War II, and his
Mhm.
job, he was a glider pilot, and then they would drop either like pamphlets or they would drop
Mhm.
condoms.
Oh,
But he never
interesting.
actually went on a mission. He just trained for them.
Pamphlets about condoms or
I think
just
pamphlets like you better get on the right side of history type of pamphlets. But if they were
okay.
friendly people, they would drop condoms.
Okay. Like, go have fun.
Maybe it was
Make
bombs
love.
or condoms. Do gliders drop bombs?
Yeah, it's so interesting to think about the difference between a pamphlet, like a trifold brochure, and a bomb.
It might have been bombs. It might have been
Can you fact check that with your family and get back to us next week?
yeah, I guess I could, but I think they'd just be like, "Oh yeah, I don't know." The important thing was that if it was like they were flying over people that were friends to the United States, they would drop condoms, which was great
Okay.
for stopping the spread of syphilis and other STDs.
Sure.
You know,
I thought it was to make love, not war, but that was Vietnam. That was not the World War.
right? Yeah, they were already in a war.
Mm-hmm. Samantha tells Katrina that they need to shake down some employees because they don't know what we don't know, which makes Katrina realize it's highly unlikely that Scotty's client is actually growing by 200% each month. The people are real, but the accountants are fake. It's not just shady, it's something that gets people put in prison, and Samantha is ready to ruin Scotty.
Yeah, they're big 200% every month.
Oh, dude. That's
Yeah.
sus.
No, super sus. So then Scotty's going to see Donna to ask about Samantha. She's like, is she really as cutthroat as Harvey says she is? Because I
Mhm.
do not want to go to prison. So I need to know if
Mhm.
she's an attack dog. And she's basically been helping her client cover up their work, their shady 200% growth work. And Donna
Mhm.
agrees, like, I will help you under one condition. You must stay away from Harvey Specter.
She says stay away from the firm, but she means stay away from
She
Harvey.
means, yeah. I didn't even hear the firm when she said it because I heard Harvey Specter in my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
1 second, I'm going to adjust my leg. Oik. Okay.
Harvey tells Donna he's not going to help Scotty because she didn't agree with his proposal. Donna can't believe that he won't be there for her. Scotty and Harvey are two peas in a pod, but Harvey says Scotty is supposed to be better than him. And Donna says to get Samantha to back off anyway. Like, he's pissed that Scotty is like, he always kind of like had Scotty on a pedestal because she just operated like not in the gray the way he does.
Right. He's mad she did something dirty and now he's not going to help her, even though she's helped him a million times when he did something dirty.
Oh my gosh, she's always helping him.
Always. So then Samantha's super busy preparing to go after Scotty, and she's going to go after her hard. And Harvey presents an alternative. He says, Samantha, why don't you let Scotty off the hook, because you both did shady things for the right reasons. Like, she was trying to save people's jobs. You've done shady things before. And Samantha's like, I actually just want you to have my back. And he says, well,
Yeah.
then you can have mine in this case and stop going after Scotty.
Yeah. Samantha's pissed because Katrina definitely went to Harvey, and Katrina says, if you don't want to be exposed, try not being shady. You're welcome.
Good job,
I love
Katrina.
it. I love that.
Yes. Words to live by.
Yeah.
I feel like that in all of these, like every episode, every season of Suits, I'm like, oh God, like this is just not a good idea, is how I feel
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
And then it always wraps up with a nice bow. But sometimes it comes back like this stew situation.
Yep. Yep. I can't tell you if some bows are going to be tied up or unraveled.
I have a feeling a little bit of both.
Okay.
So Donna's then working late and she gets a call from Scotty. Scotty's like, it all worked out. Samantha came through with a deal, just like you came through for me. Thank you so much, Donna. And then there's this one thing that they've always had in common, and it's that they both care so much about Harvey. And Scotty says, I'm going to stay away from him and hope someday that he sees what everyone else sees. Basically, that he's in love with Donna. And everyone knows it except for him.
Harvey walks to the elevator where Donna's leaving, and he awkwardly asks if Scotty mentioned anything to her about, and she's like, about what, Harvey? And then Thomas Kessler comes up the elevator to take Donna away. And so this is the first time that Harvey is seeing this because she's not told him yet. And Samantha tells, and so he kind of looks like, oh, okay. And so he turns around, and then Samantha walks up, tells him he looks lost, and then apologizes for not saying yes earlier. He then says, hey, I was going to go back to my office and get a drink, but now I feel like going out. You want to go? She's like, yeah, you're buying. And so they get in an elevator together and they go have drinks.
So now he's going to have a friend because Donna has a boyfriend and Mike is in Seattle and Harvey is lonely.
Yeah. We have one more storyline.
Oh my God, this one was emotional for me.
Okay. Why don't you kick us off?
Okay, so this is the Lipschitz story. So Donna brings the quarterly reports to Lewis to sign, and then she notices on his desk there's all this stuff with Dr. Stan Lipschitz's name on it. And turns out it's not just being served. He is being sued big time because one of his clients, he allegedly prescribed the wrong medication to his client. He had a mental breakdown on the job site, and it was disastrous. He's in construction. And Lewis is like, I really want Lipschitz to hire me to represent him. And Donna says, yes, absolutely. He needs to hire you because you're going to fight for him harder than anyone else would.
Lewis tells Lipschitz he's not going to leave his office until Lipschitz signs him, and Lipschitz agrees under one condition. ...
Yeah. We don't hear the condition at the time.
No, we find out later.
So then Lewis, now he's newly signed to Dr. Lipschitz as his attorney, and he goes and confronts the opposing counsel. And he's like, I have you by the balls, and I'm going to make you a reasonable settlement offer, but you're not going after Stan Lipschitz. He's an upstanding doctor. Except there is this one person who is a leading expert in the field who agrees that Lipschitz is at fault for this, and they're going to call him as a witness. And Lewis is like, what a quack. That person's just being paid off.
Yeah. Lewis tells Lipschitz about the expert witness, Paul Baxter, and Lipschitz will not let Paul take the fall for him. He's like, no, he can't be bought. And Paul Baxter knows what's up. So if he misprescribed, then he is responsible. He's like, what if I did this? And Lewis says, there are 1,000 other things that could have caused the breakdown. He's also going to put Craig Boyd on the stand, who is the patient. He's like, what will happen if Lewis goes after him on the stand and has another breakdown? If he insists on going after Craig, then Lipschitz will find another lawyer. He won't let him put Craig on the stand.
Yeah, he's protecting his client from having
Not
a bad
himself.
time.
Yeah.
So Lewis goes to get advice from Donna, who's giving a lot of advice this season. He really wants to threaten to put Craig on the stand, but he knows that this could ruin his relationship with Stan Lipschitz. And Donna says, you can't do that. You cannot sacrifice anything for your relationship with Lipschitz. So he says, as long as they're mixing then she's like, well, as long as we're talking about personal and professional, I've been seeing Thomas Kessler. And here's where I was worried that Lewis was going to reveal that Thomas Kessler has a family.
Because you think he has a secret family.
Well, because of how you and Kyle made eyes at the last episode. But he does not. He says, say no more. He's a great man. Have you told Harvey? But it seems like Thomas Kessler's a good dude, and he's good to Donna. So
Yeah. It's weird that he's asking, have you told Harvey now? Because she doesn't work for Harvey anymore.
right, but he knows. He knows that they've had a history.
Yep.
He
Segs.
knows. Segs.
Lewis goes to see Craig about Dr. Lipschitz as a fellow patient of Lipschitz, not as an attorney. Lewis offers to find him another job. So Lewis is basically like pleading his case. He's like, look, this guy has changed my life. He's changed a lot of people's lives. If you can let this go, he offers to help him find another job as long as he talks through this with Lipschitz because he needs him now more than ever.
Yeah. It makes me think
It was
Lewis.
very good.
Yeah, it was. It made me think about all the previous seasons when Lewis has these breakdowns and hallucinations and these lash outs, and how if he would have gone a different way, he could have sued Lipschitz, but instead he went back to Lipschitz to get through those issues as opposed to running away from them.
Yeah.
But also he didn't like kill anyone or hurt anyone or lose his job.
Yeah.
Wait, was there a season where Lewis lost his job temporarily? Didn't he get fired?
I think he got fired or he quit, right?
He quit.
He tendered his resignation and then they're like,
and then
nah,
he came
dude,
back.
come back.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lipschitz is so grateful for Lewis because Lewis got it. Craig is dropping the charges. But he now needs to discuss with him not being his therapist anymore because that was the one condition that Lewis agreed to already.
These are my conditions.
First you're going to not put Craig on the stand, and then you are going to drop me as your psychiatrist and therapist. I am Dr. Stan Lipschitz. These are my...
It's great.
Thank you.
Those are your conditions.
These are my conditions. But Lewis is like, no. Well, first of all, though, Lipschitz put additional conditions on, and Lewis followed the additional conditions. I think Lewis can back out of this initial condition.
Yeah.
And he does. He says, no, I'm not backing out. You've changed my life. I would have gone after Craig and absolutely not listened to anything you said, but instead I took a breath and I approached it differently, and that's all credit to you. So I need you in my life. And Lipschitz agrees.
My life. Yeah, he does. And can you imagine if he had put Craig on the stand? It would have been like a mock trial situation.
Right.
Like when he went after Donna.
Yes.
He would have gotten real rowdy.
He would have, because I think that he cares about Lipschitz is like the most important person in Lewis's life. Second to maybe none. I mean, like, because of Lipschitz, he has relationship. Yeah, but he wouldn't be with Sheila if not for Lipschitz.
That's fair.
There's a foundational relationship.
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm on a trip, it's fun to meet a new friend.
Yes.
It's also fun to go on a trip with friends that you know.
Yes, I agree.
Do you want to do that as my friend?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go to prediction time.
What we should do, actually, I was thinking like back to like LSAT questions. Like if Maggie lives in Erie, Pennsylvania, and her train leaves on Friday night at 10:59 p.m., and Amanda lives in Dallas, Texas, and her train leaves Tuesday at 4 p.m., at what day will Maggie move back to Dallas?
I was like, wait, it's 9:59 p.m. in Dallas. I know. I'm not good at the maths.
I was just doing a little hook. But maybe we'll hop on a train and we'll run into each other. Not in a bad, destructive way.
No, in like a really positive, at the same station.
Like two trains passing in the night.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Chugga, 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 chugga. Amanda, is that you?
It's me.
Fancy seeing you
I
here.
saw you.
Oh my gosh, Prediction Town brought us together. Now, it's so good to be in the same city again.
I know.
Prediction Town. Okay, I predict that Thomas and Donna are going to break up in episode 16. I think that she will come running to Harvey and he will smooch her. But this is like the season finale, season 8 finale will result in a breakup because Thomas is too good to be true. And Harvey is lonely, lonely, lonely. I think it's going to be the last episode.
Okay.
I think Dr. Lipschitz is going to officiate the wedding between Lewis and Sheila because I think they're still going to have a little wedding, of course, before the baby comes, or maybe it'll be after the baby, and then the baby will be like wheeled in as the ring bearer. But I feel like Lewis will want to make a quote unquote honest woman out of Sheila.
Okay.
And somehow, I don't know why though, because they're already picking out nursery. I don't know. I think the next episode is going to open up on Gretchen in bed with Alex's father-in-law. And it's going to be so sexy, Amanda. It's going to be like...
You think they have steam heat?
I think it's going to be steam heat. I think it's going to be sensual sense. I think it's going to be like, oh, hello, Gretchen. We haven't seen this side of you. Bring Gretchen out for... Remember, like the girls were like, bring Gretchen out for drinks if you want to have a good time. I think we'll see the aftermath of Good Time Gretchen.
All right. Bring them out. Bring them out.
Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out.
Bring them out, bring them out.
It's hard to yell with Gretchen's tits in your mouth.
Oh my God, Maggie.
That's what Alex's father-in-law is going to be saying. That's what he'll be saying in the first scene.
Oh my God, you kiss your children with that mouth? That's great. I can't wait to not cut that.
No, don't. The people need to know that's part of the prediction. That's a line of dialogue I think Aaron Korsh wrote.
They totally wrote it.
They're always doing movie quotes. It's time for them to jazz it up a little bit.
Now I'm going to have that like literally in my head.
You're going to have flashbacks to watching it because you've already seen this episode. That's my prediction.
Yep. I actually was thinking, I was like, I'm kind of wound up right now. I might go actually watch episode 15 just because.
Well, now it'll help you go to sleep.
Yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review.
And if you don't know how to start your review, you could say, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. It's hard to yell what this podcast is all about because it's so good and about so many things.
That's great.
Thank you. Were you worried I was going to say Gretchen's tits in your mouth again?
Yeah, I was. Because you've already said it once, so now it's out there, you know? Oh my God.
Woo! Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Come on. Bring them out, bring them out. Hey. Bring them out, bring them out. Yeah. Bring them out, bring them out. Hey. Bring them out, bring them out. VIP coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, lost life without me. Both feds in the state wanna see by me. The whole city got pissed, heard he got 3. That other rapper got a hit, but shouted he not out. Who set the city on fire soon as he got free? The king back now.